Let me extend a warm welcome to the Swedish Academy. The Academy has convened and can now announce its decision on the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Nobel Prize in Literature for 2020 is awarded to the American poet Louise Gluck for her unmistakable poetic voice that with austere beauty makes individual existence universal. I've just spoken to Louise Gluck. The message came as a surprise, but a welcome one as far as I could tell. Early in the morning it was. There are some special issues to be discussed this particular year. Due to the pandemic situation, the Nobel Prizes will not be, the Nobel laureates will not be able to gather in Stockholm in December. Instead, the prize ceremony and the Nobel lectures will be arranged in cooperation with an institution in their own vicinity and transmitted digitally. We're hoping to be able to sort this with Louise Gluck's university. The laureates will be invited to the ceremonies in Stockholm next year.
The Nobel Committee that has prepared the Nobel Prize in Literature 2020 has consisted of 7 members. Participants from the Swedish Academy have been Kristina Lugn, Jesper Svenbro, Per Westberg, and myself as chair. External members have been Mikaela Blomqvist, Rebecca Kjärde, and Henrik Petersen. Co-opted member of the committee has been Mats Malm, permanent secretary of the Swedish Academy. The Nobel Prize laureate Louise Gluck made her debut in 1968 with Firstborn and won early acclaim as one of the most prominent poets in American contemporary literature. She has published 12 collections of poetry and a couple of volumes with essays on lyrical writing. All are characterized by striving for clarity. Childhood and family life, the close relations to parents and siblings is a thematic that has remained central with her. Even if the autobiographical background is significant, Gluck is not to be regarded as a confessional poet. She seeks the universal, and in this she takes inspiration from myths and classical motifs. The voices of Dido, Persephone, or Eurydice are masks for a self in transformation, as personal as they are universally valid. With collections like The Triumph of Achilles, 1985, and Ararat, 1990, Gluck found a growing audience in the United States and abroad. In Ararat, 3 characteristics unite to subsequently recur in Gluck's writings: the topic of family life, the austere but also playful intelligence, and a refined sense of composition. Gluck has also pointed out that in these poems she realized how to employ ordinary diction in her poetry. We encounter almost brutally straightforward images of painful family relations without a trace of poetic ornament. Louise Gluck's voice is unmistakable. It is candid and uncompromising, and it signals that this poet wants to be understood. But it is also a voice full of humor and biting wit. This is a great resource when Gluck treats one of her great topics, radical change, where the leap forward is made from a deep sense of loss. The motif of renewal comes forth not least in one of her most lauded collections, A Garden of Many Voices, Wild Iris, from 92. Masterly is a collection Averno from 2006, making a staggering interpretation of the myth of Persephone's descent into hell in the captivity of Hades, the god of death. The title comes from the crater lake west of Naples that was regarded by the ancient Romans as the entrance to the underworld. Another spectacular achievement is her latest collection from 2014, Faithful and Virtuous Night. the reader is again struck by the presence of voice, and Gluck approaches the motif of death with remarkable grace and lightness. She writes oniric, narrative poetry, recalling memories and travels, only to hesitate and make a halt for new insights. The world is disenthralled, only to become magically present once again.